Hi, I'd really like to talk to you about time management. Do you find that you've got all these things to do, even at work, at home, and you find that you run around and you get distracted and you're on your phone and you're talking to people and you actually never get done what you need to get done? Well, this is very common for many people. Now, I created an amazing technique in my second book, which is down there. Are You Listening? Life is Talking to You. Now, it's called Pockets of Time. Now, I'd love to share this with you right now. Okay, so I want you to think about whatever you've got to do. Let's say you've got to work out. So many people, like even if we think about at night time, what people are doing, they knock off work, they might go home, they might be doing the washing, they might be doing a bit of work on the computer. I've spoke to many clients who are living like this. So they're doing a bit of work on the computer, a bit of washing, a bit of cleaning, a bit of spending time with family, a bit of running around, and they go to bed and they have trouble sleeping and they're not being productive. So I guess I've learnt this particular tool, which is called Pockets of Time, because our first company, which we had for 15 years, was an internet company. And for the most part, we would run this company from home. So I learnt pretty fast that if I wanted to get things done, that I had to be in one of two modes. So I was either in the housework mode, maybe socializing mode, but I'd have to be in the work mode. So I made a decision, and it's made me incredibly productive, not just for this company, but for becoming a counselor, for writing two books, for creating the PLP program. So how did I manage my time? So I really believe in blocks of time, but it's not time blocking as such, because time blocking is a different concept. So blocks of time in pockets of time is what I'm actually talking about. So let's say you're studying. You would have your book open and you would only study. So maybe at the front, if you were doing reading, if you're working on your computer, you might write in your study book, start time, stay focused, don't go on Facebook, don't do anything until you have finished. You might go in blocks of time and then write down stop time. Then you can get up, walk around, and then you come back. If you're working for yourself in your own business, I would highly recommend the strategy that I previously used and a different one that I use now. In the past, I would use what was called an Excel spreadsheet. Now it's like Google Sheets. And I would put on there start time, and then I would note what I was working on, finish time, and I would work on one block, one job at a time. And I did find this incredibly helpful. Now what I tend to do is I work in blocks. So I will be putting aside time for working on the company, and it might be just your standard 9 to 5. There might be a block missing for something else, like going to the hairdresser. But what I don't do is I don't start looking at Facebook or start looking at Instagram and having relaxed time while I'm working. So I'm in one mode. If you think about the amount of modes we can have as humans, we can have blob mode, we can have work mode, we can have hobby mode, social mode, drinking mode, fishing mode, hobby mode, married at first sight mode. You know, it doesn't matter what mode we have. I think it's important for us to know that for extreme productivity, we need to focus entirely on one thing at a time. So when we're focusing on one thing at a time, just one thing, that could be just work, just play, just the gym. It's when we start, like many clients I've spoken to that have said, gosh, I'm going to, I run around at night, I do a bit of work, I answer emails, then I help hubby, then I do the kitchen, then I'm cleaning up, but then I'm shopping online. Like that is a lot for the brain to handle. Some people do have ADHD, and so their brain is always flipping around and doing lots of things, and that's okay. But for the most of us, if we want amazing productivity, and if we want peace of mind, and if we want to be connected, if you think about mindfulness, what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is being here now. Now, Eckhart Tolle, who of course wrote The Power of Now, is all about being where our eyes are, that is where our mind is. And I want to extend that further and say, Think about your life in pockets of time. Like if you were to imagine that this whole square here was just pockets, how many pockets would you have for different types of activities that you do? And then I want you to think about when you're doing those activities, can you stay in that pocket? So if you're at work, you're in work pocket. If you're in lunch break, say it's over here, you're in zone out. It doesn't matter what you do, it's your time to just completely veg out. And then when you're back at work, you're in work mode. And when you get home, I guess you can flip between mode to mode, but if you've got things that you need to do, it's really important. Like I think about just a side thing, I think about people with phone addictions. I think we've all probably got a small to large phone addiction. And I think it's important to put boundaries around that because that is a zone, isn't it? That is a pocket of time sitting on that phone. And we need to be careful that we don't bring that into other areas like our study. We don't bring socializing, hello, how's everything going, into our work too much because we're going to, unfortunately, not be as productive. I still think you need to take breaks. I have a lovely counsellor in our team, Susanna, who made a great suggestion. I think it's 20 on, 20 off. I haven't personally used this, but this is something she swears by and she recommends it to clients. So if clients have problems focusing, and particularly clients with ADHD, 20 on, 20 off is a really good one. So 20 minutes focus study, 20 minutes blob, 20 minutes on. So that's just another variation. But pockets of time is pretty much mindfulness. It's pretty much whatever you're doing, do just that. Don't get distracted. I take it so far, I haven't even got sound on my computer in my office. So if I wanted to watch YouTube videos, I couldn't. If I wanted to watch Facebook, I couldn't hear it. So I think it's really important. But then again, I think it's just fantastic to end the day and to just turn into another zone, which is family, which is relaxing, and it doesn't matter what happens, but it's switching off from work. There's a really good saying that I heard many years ago, and this is for the workaholics out there, that if you are focusing on golf during the workday, then you're going to be focusing on work while you're trying to play golf. So it's really important to stay in the zone. So pockets of time, love it. Hope that helps. Have a great day and stay in your zone while you're doing it. Just one zone at a time is enough. Bye.